This monster hurricane now closes in. At this hour, Florence is a dangerous Category 3 with winds up to 120 miles an hour.
The U.S. eastern seaboard is now feeling the wrath of Hurricane Florence. These are some of the scenes from overnight in North Carolina.
Right around 3 o'clock, started evacuating my family out of the house. At that point, the water in the front yard was about waist deep. It was pitch black outside. That was the only point in time in which I actually kind of cried as I was walking across the street at 3 in the morning holding my children, and it's pouring down rain. They're still trying to sleep and they don't have a clue what's going on.
We don't see water like we saw here. All of us in this area as homeowners, we tried to do everything that we possibly could to protect our homes. We've been here 20 years. We've never had flood insurance. We've never been flooded.
Before Florence, there were a lot of people who never worried about flood insurance because the maps told them they weren't in a floodplain. Why would you buy flood insurance if you're not in a floodplain? Tens of thousands of people now know, but it's too late.
Pretty much after the storm, we found out we had a mold problem and we had to move. I threw out all of my furniture, my living room set, my kids' beds, my mattresses to my bed. Basically starting over. It was hard, it was hurtful because I didn't know what to do, where to go.
It was just hard to look at our house that way because it was ruined. This had been our home for 20 years. Our home would have been paid for in 2 years, and now we have to go in debt all over again.
In the 3 counties that Cape Fear Habitat serves, over 32,000 people are registered with FEMA for disaster assistance, but not everyone will be able to take advantage of that funding. Not everyone had insurance. So after the hurricane, what we tried to do as an organization was think, what are the skills we have, what are the resources we have, and then most importantly, what was it that the community needed? We could have gone right back to building new houses, and in the long run, that's great, but it wouldn't have impacted the community in the way that we ended up doing through helping with muck and gut, helping with emergency needs. That's what the community was crying out for. So we partnered with other organizations and got to work.
There's really no getting back to normal, and maybe that's the good news. Maybe what we're doing is working toward a better future, a stronger future, when we realize what we have is each other. We can't always count on the weather. There are things that are unreliable, but we're not.
The longer I stood there, the more people came, and the more people came. After it was all said and done, we started working, there was 32 people in my house, which dramatically changes the time efficiency of a job. They really amp it up. They had my house completely gutted in 2 days.
Right now, we have a fast-track program for people displaced by Florence. They can get into a habitat home much more quickly than our normal 10 to 12 months. We're able to get people in 4 to 6 months. Now, they still go through our regular program and have to do their sweat equity and all their education, but that allows us to get people who have been forced out of their homes back into a home much more quickly.
I find it a gift to work with Habitat, to be a partner with Habitat, because we can renew a neighborhood, we can repair and help to build a neighborhood without replacing a neighborhood.
After getting the keys to my new home, the first thing I'll probably do is jump for joy. It's gonna change my life, it's gonna change my kids' life. I think I'll be in a better position once I get into this new home.
I've seen our organization go in homes and muck and gut and start the rebuild process. And it's an amazing thing to see, because when you see these homeowners and the look of hope that they have on their faces, because somebody's helping them, somebody's there for them, and it's been Habitat.
We're not just building a home, we are building friendships, relationships, we are building futures, we are building a city in the aftermath of Hurricane Florence. Who doesn't want to be a part of that?
We think we can get 70 people in homes this year, new or repaired. Imagine what that means to those 70 families to be back in homes after Hurricane Florence. If we all come together, Habitat can make that happen.